Hi everybody, PJ Kwong from CBC Sports here with Jeffrey Buttle, you little rascal. Okay, so here you are skating in a show, Rock the Ice 4 in Peterborough. I'm the co-host. We're having actually a really good time. Don't tell anybody. They won't pay us then.
Such tough work.
I know. But I want to talk to you about choreography. I know that you were telling me, was it not Fields of Gold, but your other number that was choreographed by David Wilson?
Yes.
So you have now turned into a bit of a choreography legend yourself. So you're doing, let's put it this way, you're doing some legendary choreography. Do you feel better with that?
Yeah, I feel a little more comfortable with that.
Okay.
I don't see myself as a legend, or
Not-
at least not yet. That'd be amazing one day, but I would like to think that more I studied under a legend, and David Wilson, of course, that I worked with for years, and I learned so much from him.
So tell me what you did learn from him. You've done, of course, Patrick Jann's short program this year. Tell me where you feel that David's influence has influenced you.
Well, I mean, this is such a simplified way of putting it, but that age-old rule for women, when you get ready to go out and you look yourself in the mirror and you take one thing off, it's sort of that sort of simplified idea. It's that more often than not, less is more.
Yes,
you look at
can
a skater
be.
style, and the less complicated the movement is, sometimes the more effective it can be. And he just taught me that. He taught me the art of less is more, and just doing it properly.
So tell me how it was to connect with Patrick Jann on an artistic level. How were you able to find him artistically?
I think for the most recent years watching him skate, I would
Yes.
watch him. He's so powerful. He's such a powerful skater, and he's capable of doing all of this, all of the moves, big leaps, and I just wanted him to sort of try something different. And as a general rule, I find as skaters mature, as Michelle became a greater skater, for example, it became less busy. The choreography became less busy.
Yes.
But it became more about the musical nuances and
Yes.
showing the maturity of her skating. Again, a less is more sort of mentality. And he's at that point where he's such a strong skater that he can sustain such a gorgeous, beautiful edge that he should have those opportunities.
I was going to say the edge is the thing. It is beautiful
just
to
fantastic.
appreciate.
He rides an edge like no one else. And I just wanted to give him the opportunity to do that, to hold and sustain these moments where in, let's be honest, the new system where, you're trying to get in as much as you can, it's very rare that you actually get to see those moments anymore. So that's sort of where I wanted to focus his attention.
Do you feel, I don't feel when I'm watching the short program that I'm watching what you would skate for your short program. And I think that I consider that to be a compliment, by the way, because I don't see, I've seen choreographers at times in the past who are trying to recreate themselves in another skater. How do you guard against that?
I mean, absolutely, I'm flattered. I think that's the greatest thing, and that's one of the things I admire most about David, is that he never looks the same. His skaters don't always, you don't watch them and you think immediately, oh, it's so typically David.
Yes.
You think, wow, this is so great for their style. And yes, there are little glimpses of David in it. You can see the music sensibility and stuff like that. But otherwise, everything is pretty unique to the style of the skater. And Patrick couldn't be more, well, I mean, he's very different. His style is he's so much more powerful than I have ever been on the ice. And so I think there's these movements that just sweep across the ice. He covers ice twice as fast as I cover ice. So
Yes.
It was obviously a bit of a sort of give and take in terms of, okay, well, let's put in 3 crosscuts here. He doesn't need that. He does 1 crosscut and he's there. So it was sort of gave me a great opportunity to it gives us more time to be more patient.
And do you think that your choreographers' hands are tied by the restrictions of a short program? It's a lot to put in.
You know what? I don't want to say yes or no. It really does depend on the skater. If the skater is truly gifted, then they're going to find a way around it. They're more committed to doing something original.
Yes.
If the skater's not really that interested in pushing the boundaries, then yes, you're confined to the restraints of the new system.
It's not the system I'm talking about. It was any short program, even under the old system. Just the idea of trying to get so many things done within a short period of time, because it's packed.
Think it is. It's a packed program, absolutely. But I think you just have to be clever with what you're doing. I think there are some great iconic short programs out there. Michelle Kwan's Rachmaninoff program.
Yes, beautiful.
For an example, it's just making sure that you take the time to really be thoughtful about what you're doing, I think.
Does it take very much more time to prepare for a quad toe, triple toe combination than to set up, let's say, a triple toe combination?
Not particularly. I don't think so. I mean, it depends on the skater. Again, some love to take all the time in the world.
Yes.
Patrick is not one of those skaters. He goes into his quad with steps often. So it does depend on the skater, and you are sort of, you don't want to, how do you say this? You don't want to push them in a direction that's going to poorly reflect their jump. You don't want
Yes.
to, you don't want them to do something that's going to affect the jump, obviously.
Or the
that is-
landing.
you know, yeah, exactly. They want to be able to land those jumps. But at the same time, as a choreographer, you also want to maybe sort of try and push the innovation and sort of push them in that sense and say, well, you have 4 months before your first competition, give it a try, see if this works for you. And it's just about being smart so that the steps prior to a jump complement the takeoff.
Is this program very different from the program you started with? Like as a skater, you know, grows into it and works with it? The bones are still there, obviously.
The bones are still there. I mean, it was originally choreographed as an exhibition piece.
Yes.
We performed it at last year's Worlds in the exhibition, so we had the luxury of having more music. It was
Sure.
about 3:45 or something like that. So then, of course, you have a lot more luxury of time.
Sure.
So I was actually really surprised with how much we were able to conserve of the program. It was surprising, actually. And I think that, again, that's a testament to Patrick's ability to skate. But it's true, as a skater becomes more comfortable with it, things have a tendency of getting faster and they get done
Yes.
quicker.
Happens with my preliminary ladies, too, to tell you the truth. I'm not kidding.
Once they get comfortable with it, the program seems to develop a little bit quicker. So I think that's the important thing about doing touch-ups. Actually, I'm going to be seeing Patrick shortly after the show, just to start touching up and really making sure that if we have more time, that we use that time so that he's hitting the nuances in the music at the right time.
Is there something to be said, and I don't know if this was something maybe you told me as a skater, but I'm not sure, about maybe once in a while mixing things up just to keep somebody thinking and present when they're skating?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're driving. When you're driving and it's just a boring, flat
How did I
road,
get here?
you have a tendency to, like,
Yep.
you're like, oh my gosh, how long have I been driving? You just lose track, and that level of comfort is sometimes not good. It is sometimes good to keep things fresh, and I think that will stave off injuries, but also sometimes we have a tendency of, once we get comfortable with something, to overthink things. And I think by maybe keeping things fresh and changing things a little bit, then our minds are still alert.
So tell me, choreographer or performer, which do you prefer?
That's so tough. As a choreographer, I get more often to go to different places.
Yes, okay.
I have to say performer, though. I mean,
You're still there.
Yeah, I'm still there. I am still there. And I think as a choreographer, I still see myself as a performer. When I'm doing the choreography with them, I wonder how I would feel doing it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it helps me sort of translate it to them.
What's your favorite program for you? I'll tell you mine.
Competitive or anything?
Anything. I've got a couple, but I'll tell you my one.
Oh my gosh. That is really difficult.
I'll tell you mine first, and
Okay,
you can
please
tell me
do.
your heartbeat one.
Oh yeah, the Nakwekatsi.
I didn't know that was the name of it.
That was I
loved that.
I really enjoyed doing that program. It was sort of when we had choreographed it. It was the season that I had sort of a disappointing end to it. Didn't qualify for Canadians, so then we sort of got an early start on choreography, and David came down to California to put it together, and I think I just had such a great time putting that piece together.
I
It was sort of
loved
cathartic.
it. Was it really?
Yeah, it was very cathartic because it was sort of my chance to just delve into something creatively and not worry about the fact that I hadn't qualified for the World Championships, and I just put all of my attention into this new piece.
And it worked for you.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it really worked for you because I'm remembering it all these years later.
Thanks, thank you.
That's
You know
okay.
what, a couple pieces I guess stand out. One, this year I did a piece to Joni Mitchell, Both Sides Now, and
I haven't seen it, I have to admit.
Well, David,
I've heard about
David
it.
and I choreographed it over the course of a few days, and by the end, we had maybe 30 seconds left of the program, and we hadn't done a single jump. And he's like,
Wow.
He's like, we really do you think we need to put some jumps in? I was like, well, it's up to you, the choreographer. I'm like, I'm up for anything. He's like, let's just not do it. So it was the first time I ever did a program with no jumps, and I have to say it was pretty liberating. It was,
Wow.
It was great. I just loved that I could just lose myself in the choreography and not have to worry about jumps, because I'm not by any means the best jumper in the world, so I always was a little bit concerned about jumps. So just to eliminate that and just be able to just let go and enjoy the movement was awesome.
Are you coming to Worlds?
I'm hoping to, yeah. I'm actually going to be in Florida just prior to, and then I'm going to fly back on the Wednesday, so I would love to come and see some events and cheer on the Canadians for sure.
I think you should. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thanks.